I never even heard of this airline before I saw this model in my local store. Was it worth the purchase? Well, let's find out. Hi there, Spectre here and welcome back to a new review, and today we are taking a look at a Boeing 787-8 Dreamliner of Royal Brunei Airlines, which was on its way to London Heathrow but had to divert here to Review Airport due to technical difficulties with one of the engines. Because of this, luggage is being offloaded and passengers are deboarding, which will be rebooked to different flights to London Heathrow. When this flight will continue to London Heathrow is uncertain at the moment. Ground engineers are already at the scene and are trying to resolve the problem. But since it's uncertain when this aircraft will leave, we probably have plenty of time to take a look at it. Alright, and here she is up close, the Boeing 787-8 Dreamliner from Royal Brunei Airlines, made by Herpa wings. And without further ado, let's dive straight into it with the cockpit section at the front, which looks a little bit bare-boned if you ask me. The only details beside the cockpit windows themselves are the window wipers, and just above the cockpit we have the emergency hatch. Then when we move on to the side, we yet again don't have too many details, but we do have the flag of Brunei, we have the writing of Royal Brunei along the fuselage, both in English and the native language of the country, but that's about it. Then for the engines, which have been kept in all white just like most of the fuselage, yet again don't have too many details. But we do have the nicely looking silver leading edge, and when we look into the engines we can see the engine fan blades. Then for the backside of the engines, they look actually really good. And also the chevron nozzles have been pulled off quite nicely here, and take into consideration that that's a quite difficult detail to pull off. And here we can also take a quick look at the main landing gear, which also looks quite decent if you ask me. Then when we move on to the wings, or more specifically the top side of the wings, we can see the different flaps, slats, spoilers and ailerons carved out. But that's it for the top side. Sometimes with Herpa wings we do get a few details on the wings with the Dreamliner, for example markings as to where you can walk on the wing, but we don't have that with this model. And then for the underside of the wings we can see the different flaps, slats and ailerons once more, and we have the full registration code of the aircraft. Then for the backside, on the vertical stabilizer we can see the Royal Brunei Airlines branding. Then on the fuselage we have a 40th anniversary logo of the airline, we have the full registration code, below that we have the aircraft type specification, and just below that we have the cargo door to the bulk hold. Then at the rear we also have a little bit of detailing with the APU, even though it is the bare minimum. And then last but not least, on the other side we have some more cargo doors here at the back, and of course also here at the front. Alright, so that's it for this Boeing 787-8 Dreamliner of Royal Brunei Airlines, made by Herpa wings. And do I recommend this one? I wanna say yes, but unfortunately I'm gonna say no. I mean, the model is good, the physical details are really good, I can't fault Herpa there, but the print is just too bare boned. And even though this is a 2-year-old release, even back then there were models with more details back then that were not Herpa Club models. So to be honest, I would skip on this one unless you really want a realistic Southeast Asian fleet. And if you buy it, try to get it below retail value, which here in Europe is 30 to 31 euros, but don't pay more than that. So that's it for today's episode. If you liked it, you can show that by leaving a like down below. And if you don't want to miss out on the next review, you might consider subscribing. And if you have any feedback or suggestions for future reviews, you can leave it in the comments below. And with that, I want to say thank you very much for watching. This is Spectre signing off, and I hope to see you next time.